The way we look at our 12th Imam is that, oh, when he will come, he will have a Zulfiqar. He will have Zulfiqar in his hands. And he will go like this, and there will be hundreds and hundreds of people who would die. The earth and the skies and all the miracles and everything, and it's just going to be a very sort of awesome power that would engulf the world, and then everybody would become good and everything would become okay. If that's what he wanted to do, he could have done that at the age of 5. If it was with miracles that he was going to bring the government of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this earth, he could have done that when he was 5. You are going to be the Zulfiqar. There is a triangle by which there is the triangle of leadership, or the triangle of inqalab or revolution. You know what a triangle is, right? 3 corners. On the top is the Imam, is the leader. On one of the corners is the Ummah, and on the other is the ability. If all 3 corners are there, the triangle is there, revolution would come. If one is missing, it will not be a triangle, right? You with me? There have been many times when there was a leader, did not have the ability, had the Ummah. Nothing happened. There were many times there was no leader, obviously there's no ability, and Ummah is there. What happened in the revolution of Iran? What happened in that revolution? The triangle was completed. There was a leader, had the ability, and the people were with him. And Iran is that small model. You know how this building was built? Before they built this building, they made a small model of this building. Right? Engineers, they do that. They make a small model, and they show it to the investors, and they say, you should invest into this. This is how it will look like. They can also show them blueprints, but blueprints, they don't get investors to invest. Right? You with me or no? They have the blueprints, but the blueprints, the investors don't give money. But they make this little model of plastic, and they show to their investors. Investors, okay, yeah, I'm going to put money into this. This is how it's going to look like. Iran is that small model that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to us to invest ourselves into it, of the bigger revolution of our 12th Imam that would be on the whole world, in which the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be implemented on the lives of people. So now what is your responsibility? The same as you were before? Or is your responsibility, or is that my responsibility, or is that our responsibility is that we start and we say tonight maybe to our blood that was spilled in Karbala. We say that, or we wish that we were in Karbala. We say that or no? We wish that we were there in Karbala. I guarantee to you that if we are in the same stage that we are today in the form of our life, if we were present in Karbala, there would be very slim chances that we would be in the camp of Imam Hussain. To be in the camp of Imam Hussain, you have to sacrifice every single thing. You could not have thought of your kids, you could not have thought of your job, you could not have thought of anything. You know that tonight is the last night. Tomorrow there is 130,000 arrows and people waiting for you. How would you have spent that night? These people, they spent that night in worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From morning till Asr. All Hazrat Abbas is gone, Hazrat Qasim is gone, Hazrat Ali Asghar is gone. Who's left? Imam Hussain Sallallahu. If you try to imagine, Imam Hussain was 58 years old. 58 years of his life he lived. How many of those 58 years of his life do we know? Maybe 10 days? 58 years old, with his whole body, his shirt, his pants, everything, his whole dress. Some parts has the blood of Hazrat Abbas, some parts has the blood of Hazrat Qasim, of Hazrat Akbar, of Hazrat Ali Asghar. His face, on his beard, he had the blood of Hazrat Ali Asghar. His back was bent. The sand is flying in the air, going on the severed bodies. And he's standing and watching them. While the army is getting prepared to martyr him. He looks around, he comes back to the camp. Imagine a brother saying goodbye to his sister. He calls all the women. Bibi Zainab Sallallahu Alaihi comes. Bibi Zainab also knows that Imam Hussain is going to the battlefield now. And it is probably the last time that she would see his brother. She's crying. And Imam Hussain is saying to her that after I am gone, you have to have a lot of patience. You're going to be made prisoners. You would have ropes in your hands. Imam Hussain takes the hands of Hazrat Bibi Zainab and kisses them and says that my mother had advised me on these hands on which the ropes would be. Bibi Zainab said that my mother also told me that I should kiss your neck that is going to be severed. This brother and sister are remembering their mother. And Imam Hussain says that can you bring me some old clothes? Bibi Zainab brings these old clothes that Imam Hussain wears, on top of the ones that were drenched in blood, and even tears those clothes. With his tears in his eyes, he starts walking towards the battlefield as he feels attack. He feels that there is someone pulling on his shirt. He looks around, his Bibi Sakina is saying, Baba, are you going? And the enemies have narrated that when Imam Hussain hugged Bibi Sakina, he went on his knees, he hugged Bibi Sakina, and they both cried so much that he almost fainted. Here's a father saying goodbye to his little daughter who he knows would become an orphan. Imam Hussain goes, his fight. If they had stones in their hands, these people threw stones at Imam Hussain.